It's recording now. Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. Nice to see you all again. I hope you had a good break and ready to listen to this interesting two theories that we're going to talk about. And both these are going to be used in your second assignment. Okay? So it's going to be very interesting the way we're going to look at it.
Excellent.
All right, this is the one. Do you see that? That picture? What is the pussycat doing there? It's looking at the mirror and sees a lion there. Is that right? So how many of you feel like that? Look at the mirror and think you are
Superman.
Superman,
Wonder Woman.
Wonder Woman. Okay? Like, what was that guy's name? The big hero in the Hollywood?
Arnold Schwarzenegger.
Schwarzenegger? Something like that. Okay. Well, that's the self-identification theory for you, right? So what that means is that you're looking at a picture and then you start imagining, how could I look in that particular dress? How will I look with this particular makeup? The marketers use this concept really well, and you know that, isn't it? That's why they advertise, and so you start imagining that you are part of the system. Okay, so that theory was put down by Kuhlman in 61. Self-identification theory, 1961, look at that. In those days itself, we thought about that kind of a theory. So we all do this, isn't it? We all sometimes start imagining, running off imagination wild and think, yes, this could apply here. Right, the next one. Okay, the self-concept is strictly defined as the totality of our beliefs, our preferences, our opinions, and attitude put together, and how we think of ourselves and how we should behave and act out our various life roles. Right? So that's what it is about. So it is a very interesting concept. So everybody's got a different personality. We all think that we are right sometimes and keep carrying on. Look at this. This is the most difficult, most complex study is the self. How many of you have really looked inside you? Deep inside. That's what some of these big people do, right? Those who meditate. They go on to a meditation and start looking deep within and see what they are made of. What is life? What is this? What is life after death? You know, concepts like that. But then, it's very complex within you. Isn't it? That's very difficult. But then, you also start imagining that you are someone else too. And probably even follow some leaders and think, yes, I think I like this guy and I want to be a follower of him. You know? So self is a very difficult concept. See, what Kuhlman says is, self is perhaps the most complex unit to study in psychology. So start looking at yourself. And we think we are right, and that's why we behave this way. Each of us have different personality traits, abilities, and preferences that sometimes we cannot understand what is really going on. Do you really know what's going on inside you? Why you act the way you do? Sometimes even I don't know. You don't know too. It was a bit of a confusion here, but then Coleman thought of that as early as 1961. So that is the study. Now, what's that got to do with your study, with international marketing? Not the study of self. You also start imagining that you are someone else, and that person, you could dress up like that, or you could buy things like that. Children could be attracted towards a toy, so they are trying to relate, I'll be so happy with that toy. And that's how they create an image for you to think. All right, so that's about it. Okay. Any questions here? Do you understand? Good. So that is the I see myself theory. Good. Okay, this is where we are coming to. This is Michael Porter's value chain analysis. This is kind of a bit of a complex diagram. So I want to make it much easier for you to follow. So we're going to look at the next diagram. So that's much easier for you to understand. All right, this is more easier than that one, I think. Everybody see this one? Okay, I want you to pay attention here because this is a bit tricky, but it's easily to be understood. Okay, you see this line here, procurement? All this below, how many activities are there? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 activities are there. And they are divided into 2 areas. One is, guys, product related and market related. Alright? So Michael called these 2 activities as primary activities. Primary means the most important activities. Okay? Very crucial. And they've got these ones at the top, which are the support activities which support these primary activities. Without that support, these cannot really function. So they are the support activities for these to function. You also see some white spots here and white here, and also you see this margin. Margin basically means profit, profit margin. Is that clear so far? Right. This white area is inbound logistics. That means you have suppliers supplying you. You buy raw materials from outside for your production. You make use of the raw materials and materials you purchase from outside, and then you convert that into a product or service. Okay? So you're buying those. Now, in that, we got product related, which are inbound operations and services. All right? Can I do? The next one, the next one. I'll come back to this later.
Okay.
It's the same as that. All right. So the inbound logistics involve relationships with suppliers and the activities required to receive and store inputs. So you are getting supplies from outside. All right? Why do you do that? For you to manufacture. Okay? So in that case, you have to be very careful. You should know your supplier really well. So what's the idea of getting a good supplier? What are the main points here of getting a good supplier? He's reliable, he's honest, cost effective, he supplies you on time, and he could give you discount. Right? He knows what you want. So these are the reasons why you have a regular supply, not buy from different sources all the time. So you have a reliable, good supplier. So you put good input, and that means you're also going to get a very good output. For example, you put rotten tomatoes, you get rotten jam outside. So make sure that your inputs are good quality, standardized, regular, and you have great output coming out. Make sense? All right, operations means all the activities required to transform your input into outputs or good products or services. All activities involved. That means you are thinking about, even for example, doing this pen, making this pen, you really thought of what are involved in making this pen. You're not making one pen, you're making millions of pens per day, right? So you need a lot of material, a lot of inputs in there. So any product needs a lot of information. So look at your phone, right? This is, so much is involved in this phone, isn't it? So what Michael's saying is that if you are very careful, every item that is noted down and the supplies are already thought about. So when you get an output, can you go back to the diagram?
Sure.
Yes. When you see that, every stage, more value is created. By the time this comes out, you got to sell a phone, which you might have bought for maybe $100, input there, but then people don't mind paying $1,000 when you purchase. That is the whole idea. So every stage of production, aspect, marketing is all planned here really well. So that's what Michael meant by, what do you call as value chain analysis or activity. Okay, let's go back.
Back again?
Back again? No. Forward. Thanks. Forward. One more. Thank you. All right. So you got operations, then you got outbound logistics. Now your product is finished, but you're going to deliver it somewhere else. Okay? You got people here, so somebody's buying from you. So you need to market that. So you know all that is involved in marketing and services, right? So you need to think about your brand image, your creation, packaging, delivering on time. Not only that, these are all before. Even after you delivered, then you have to have a post-purchase service. You bought a car or you bought a computer, you should be working fine for the next at least 1 year. You got a warranty period. So make sure your customers are happy and they got a nice smile on their face. Very importantly, if you got that, it's really good. So that's what it means. All that is included in making that. So you got service, got two parts. One is before you talk to the customer, make sure the service you're doing, your employees are trained and giving a very good service, and even after that, the service provider is very good. So that's what Michael meant. Let's go back and look at the other part, which is these. Infrastructure is what we have here is infrastructure, ladies and gentlemen. So there's lights here, the chairs here, you guys here, all the equipment that we have and we use to deliver a lecture, even that is infrastructure. Same way, for a production unit, you need a lot of infrastructure. You need power, you need lighting, you need people with skills, so everything is working really well. And also coming to the next part, the HR, you know how important it is? Choosing the right people for the right jobs, trained, skilled. So you have a fantastic unit that is backing these ones, your operations here. Okay? And then you need great technology so that you're able to maintain a good rapport with the customers and backing all this you're planning. So every stage is very important. Here again we talked about earlier before a procurement specialist. So he's able to source the right material for you at the right price, and so you've got good quality coming. So everything is involved. Not only here, even the marketing department and the services department must be included in your selection of what you're planning to do from day one. So everybody knows involved, so you have a great product coming out. You see, that's what we mean by this whole concept. So every stage of your operation, more and more value is added. Well, that's what Mike meant. Any questions here? Everybody understand that? Because you're going to use this in your second assignment and tell us how you're going to use Michael Porter's model, value chain analysis, in your marketing plan to cover the marketing area, the production area, and also I think there is one more aspect to TED, which is online marketing.
Online marketing, yeah.
Area.
Yeah.
So you're going to cover 3 areas and it carries marks. You're also going to use the self-identification theory as well in mind map. So how marketers use your mind to advertise and for you to buy your product. So you're going to use both these theories. This is going to be up on the Moodle. I don't want you guys not to benefit from this lecture, so I suppose you know what is coming. All right? So you have any questions now? You're very quiet. Thinking about this. Okay, let me leave this picture for a little while so that you can think and ask me some questions. Your time.
Monster University. Okay, I'm going to see
I
this
suppose
later.
there are no questions? Yes?
I will let you know.
Thank you so much.
Give them a big hand.
Same here, but I didn't see.
Okay,
I didn't
guys.
see this one. I will see. This
Thanks for that, Reg. Now,
Thank you.
please bear in
Thank you,
mind
Dr. Reg.
that in the assignment number 2, which we'll hand to you next week, we're just busy putting it together, there will be a 10-mark section on the value chain analysis. Okay. Now, I will